Good morning, everyone. What a wonderful day. Thinking about this on October of 2020 when we did the groundbreaking of this, I think my assistant city manager threw away a pair of shoes, and it was so windy out here. But look at the day. Just this facility is amazing, and we're so excited to have this in our parks department. And so we're going to get started, and I'm going to do some introductions, but I want to take this time to thank a group of individuals that made this park go over the top. And these guys, I would drive by at 7:30, 8 o'clock, and they're still out here doing the final touches and that. And so my Parks Department gentlemen, please wave your hands. But thank you guys for so much what you did. You made this place look great. And the last person I want to recognize before we get started, I honestly thought he was traveling to Alaska this weekend, but he showed up. And Ronnie Gallagher put a lot of heart and soul into this facility. A lot of days that him and I were what in the world are we doing here and what's going on. But Ronnie, you did an amazing job, and we thank you, and I hope you enjoy your retirement. And so we'll get started with Honorable Trey Payne.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you. Good morning. This is incredible. Looking around, seeing animals. My dad was that type of dad that he would bring home any stray he found. So we always had animals in the house. Of course, we had some acres they ran around on, but we now have 5 lovely acres here to see who the first dog bite comes from today. See where that. But there's so many people to thank, and I get to stand up here today after all the hard work is done. I take no credit for this whatsoever. There are so many people that worked over the last few years to make this happen, and we're grateful because this is an incredible amenity to add to our city. One of the more one more thing to add to the awesome things that are going on in Lubbock, Texas. We have former council members here. We have people that have worked hard on this throughout the last years, and a special thank you right now to George and Linda McMahon. Just thank you so much, George and Linda. I don't know about you, but $2 million is a whole lot of money. And $2 million for them to give for things like this that just improve our city and the health and wellness of our entire city is just amazing to have people that want to give back to the community. And so we're very, very grateful to you both for that today. Thank you to the Parks and Rec staff. Again, I know Colby mentioned it, but a lot of people work hard on this and their names don't get on a piece of paper. So let's give them a round of applause. Those are the people, the men and women that make our city run, are the people that you don't see their names. And you don't hear about them every day, but they're the ones that are truly the ones that do the work. The maintenance teams, the staff, the people that oversight. So thank you again to those. And the Friends of McAlister Park, those in this district, those that are making this happen. Thank you again to the Friends of McAlister Park. You know, when all this began as a capital improvement project, that was back in 2019 and 20. And so I was just a young child 3 years ago, and all this hard work came into play, and we had all these people working hard towards this. And then groundbreaking, as Colby mentioned, was in October of 2020. You get the fancy shovels, and you wonder if it's going to happen, because a lot of times when those groundbreakings happen, okay, when is that going to come about? And then construction began in spring of 2021, and then here we are today, this beautiful day. It's not 112. We get to enjoy this and be able to see the fruits of so many people's hard work. A couple of things that matter to me as a budget guy and an accountant is, this is nearly a $1.1 million project. That's a lot of money. And the best part about that is 80% of that was from private funding. And again, because of people getting involved and showing what we can do when we work together as a government and with other people in our community. So the city's funds was 20% of this. And so that we're grateful for, again, to those that contributed all of these funds and all this effort. It's roughly 5 acres of land. We have benches, trees. We've got an agility course that you don't want to see me even try. We've got restrooms. I mean, this is going to be something that will grow and grow over the years. I think the tech students that come in, this helps us when we encourage people to adopt animals at our shelter and encourage people to come out and foster animals. All of this comes into play to make us an even better place to call home. So thank you again to all of the hard work. Thank you again to the prior council members that made this happen and those that contributed so much time and money and effort into this. Welcome to the dog park at McAlister. All right. Now I'll introduce council. This is her district now. We have, again, if you go through and look at the acknowledgments here in your program, just be mindful of all those groups and organizations. And give them thanks if you see them out, because those people that make this happen. Now I'll turn it over to Dr. Jennifer Wilson, Council Member for District 5. Thank you again for being here.
All right, thank you, Mayor. Appreciate you. And I fully expect to see him out on that agility course now in a few minutes when we're finished here.
Me too.
Yes, absolutely. Well, we'll get through this because I see so many furry friends out there that are so excited to be here. I know we're excited to be here, but look at the smiles on the dogs' faces that they're excited to get out there. And, you know, today's opening of McAlister Park is very exciting for Lubbock. Not that long ago, Lubbock had 0 dog parks, and now I'm proud to stand here today and say we have 3. Yes. You know, like everybody else, I drive Marcia Sharp from District 5 out here to work, and I've watched the grass grow very, very slowly over the last few months and wonder when this day was going to happen. And now, you know, thanks to our wonderful Parks Department, all of their hard work and dedication, I mean, look just in a few months how beautiful this facility has turned out to be. You know, McAlister Park is going to be a great addition to our city. It's going to allow our pets and our citizens to live happier, healthier lives. It's going to allow them to have kind of an off-leash experience where they can experience something different than what our city parks have to offer and provide a well-controlled environment to do that. And I know that this facility is going to be well utilized. I can't tell you how many people have sent me emails over the last few months wondering when we were going to open. But also, just like Mayor Payne, I like to recognize several groups of people that have been just, you know, tremendous to work with and have been such a great part of this experience already in just a few months that I've been doing this. We want to, of course, recognize the prior members and our current members of our Lubbock City Council that have made today possible. Kind of like what Mayor Payne said, there's a wonderful group of citizens in District 5 that have great interest in McAlister Park, and there is such great momentum behind McAlister Park. So I want to say a warm thank you to the Friends of McAlister Park Board that I am so excited to be a part of now, and I look forward to working with in the future to see the master plan that we have for McAlister Park come to fruition. I also want to thank Colby. He's done an amazing job. Brooke, wherever you're at, for leading our Parks Department. And all of our hard-working men and women that work in our Parks Department, they have dedicated day in and day out to make sure this has happened. But not only with the addition of this new facility, but also thank you for your hard work at keeping up with all of our parks amenities in our city. So again, I want to thank you guys for being here today. As I say cut the ribbon, but I think we're going to do an unleashing of the possibilities as we open McAlister Dog Park. All right, and now I want to turn it over to somebody that was truly instrumental in making this happen. I'd like to introduce Randy Christian. So Randy is our previous District 5 representative, and he has been truly instrumental of working with a group with Friends with McAlister Park to make this happen. Randy?
Yes, sir.
Good morning, everyone. See a lot of familiar faces. Good to see you all again. Mayor, council, and all elected officials who are here present, I want to thank you for coming to help us let the dogs in, not let the dogs out. It is 5-acre park, and it's the first public park, city-owned park in West Lubbock. And it's long overdue for us to get done. If you don't mind, I'd like everyone to close their eyes for a minute. For those who were here for the groundbreaking of our park, think back to that day and remember what it was like. It was blowing dirt like crazy. It was awful. For everyone else, I'd like you to think about that one of those windy, dusty, terrible days we all have experienced in our beloved West Texas and certainly would like to forget. Now open your eyes, because we're now on the same page, and look what we have today. George and Linda, we finally made this a reality. It took a while, but we got there. One giant step for dogs and one giant leap for McAlister Park, and it wouldn't have happened without y'all's support. Mr. Mayor, Colby stole my thunder a little bit, but I'd like, once again, everybody that worked on this park, everybody's standing up, but I want you to raise your hand because I want everybody to see the people that worked on this park tirelessly to make this happen and for this to become a reality. For what it was like when we had the groundbreaking is just incredible. I've always been a person to believe in the following idea of not what is, but what can be. Think about it. Now I've got homework for all of y'all. Sometime this morning or sometime soon, walk to the edge of the playa. Then look south and gaze across the park and the playa. Because I've done that numerous times. And I've always thought to myself, maybe it looked a little like this land looked like when folks first came here many, many years ago. It was barren, imposing, less than welcoming. But they too believed in not what is, but what can be. Next, I want you to move over to the west and think about the spectacular one-of-a-kind sunsets that we so dearly love. And it's basically a virtually welcome card for newcomers to our city. To the north, today's Lubbock, growing, thriving, the envy of many. Swing on back around and we're here to the park, where you can come and enjoy that unobstructed view of our beautiful, incredible sunsets with your favorite canine friend and hopefully with some of your best human friends too. A place to pause as God paints our West Texas sky. And thank Him for this place we call home. Honor the past, embrace the present, and welcome the future. This isn't just a dog park. It's a light switch. It's a fuse. It's fuel for the future of McAlister Park in our city. There's more to come for our park and a lot more to come for our city, especially when we all believe of not what is, but what can be. God bless Lubbock and its magnificent citizens. Thank you very much.
And finally, we want to bring a very special person up, George McAhan and his wife Linda, who's more special than George, but we're going to let George talk. And so, George, thank you guys very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Coach. Thank y'all very much. Linda is more special than me, and those of y'all that know her well are not going to believe this, but she's somewhat bashful and doesn't want to get up here. Those of you that know her well know better, but she's sitting right over here. I was a motorcycle dealer just not even a mile from here at 50th, West 50th and Loop 289 in 1982 when the city bought this property. And I was super pumped that we were going to have a really nice park in West Lubbock. Well, except for the baseball fields from 20 or so years ago in Legacy Ranch, which didn't survive, nothing much happened to this place for basically 38 years. That all changed 4 years ago when Randy Christian became our city councilman for this area. He could see the vision of what could be here at McAlister, not just another city park, but a regional park with amazing amenities that brought people in from outside the county, a very much a regional draw and a big tourist attraction. And he started promoting that vision. He put together a focus committee of 15 or 20 people, and that evolved into the Friends of McAlister Park board, chaired by Nanette Desso with Lone Star Bank, and I don't see Nanette here. So, oh, okay. Yeah, she couldn't be here, sorry. But he got interest started again, and we began to realize that funding was going to be a problem. And I had some land down in Milwaukee that I was going to give to the city for a park, and they didn't have the money to develop that property, nor did they have the land to develop McAlister. So I approached Randy and City Manager Jared Atkinson and Dan Pope, the mayor at the time, about, hey, y'all can't do both. Let me sell that land and just give y'all that money. And they're like, yeah, that'd work. So that's how we're here. And Jared took this under his wing and did a very judicious job of managing the funds. Y'all heard Colby say the budget was about 1.1 million. When we started looking at these plans, it was more like 1.8. And Jared did a beautiful job of paring it down, yet still creating an amazing park. And of course, about this time, Colby Van Gundy comes along as our new parks director, and he has bought into this vision that Randy looked at, and wow. And we got to see a sneak peek of the master plan for this place. And what you see right now is a beautiful dog park, some baseball fields. There's a new facility going up just back up the freeway a little bit. But the rest of it's just vacant prairie land. But the master plan is eye-popping. What can happen here in McAlister is fixing to be amazing. And because Jared was judicious with our money, there's about $1 million left that we can do. We can start something else, and that's in the works. So this is just the beginning of what the city intended 40 years ago, and Randy's vision from 4 or 5 years ago of what this place can be. So I would just tell you to stay tuned and hang on, because it's fixing to really get nice out here. So with that said, I don't know. I guess we formally open the park. I'll turn it back over to Colby, and he can give the command to unleash your dogs or whatever command he wants to give. I really appreciate the support from the city, the staff, everybody that we've dealt with has been amazing, and has bought in to the vision of what McAlister Park can be. Thank you all very, very much.
Guys, we had somebody sneak in on us that we want to make sure that we recognize. Greg McAlister back there, and this park is named after his dad, and we want to thank you very, very much. And there's a round of applause myself. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to come over here to the fire hydrants that are there, and we're going to, instead of a ribbon cutting, we're going to officially unhook the leashes, and we will be open. And so if we could get council and staff members over, and we'll get that process. And Mr. McAlister, we would love to have you over there too, please, sir.
Okay, so we're going to go in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So the dog park is officially open. If our dogs want to go inside and run, we can. We have Michael sitting over here from our